I went on the internet this week, and I found this.
In 2005, Fernando Alonso was on top of the world. He'd unseated the king, he had the whole of Spain in the palm of his hand, and he had brand deals left, right and centre. He was showing up in the most random places, and yeah, I missed the 2000s. One particularly big collab he had was with Sony. There's not many details of it, but there was an Alonso themed PS2, a racing wheel, and a superhero webcomic for the PSP. Yeah.
It is just pure pornography.
This is Sector 97, Fernando Alonso's entirely forgotten and mostly lost superhero comic. Obviously, superheroes have dominated pop culture since my grandparents were born. They are literally everywhere, so it shouldn't be entirely surprising that this is a thing. But what is surprising is that until about 3 weeks ago, the world had completely and utterly forgotten this existed, and there's virtually no trace of it anywhere on the internet. Well, there is now because I did a video on it, but whatever. Unfortunately, the vast majority of this comic is lost to media, but we still managed to uncover a rabbit hole that went far deeper than any of us could have imagined, including a second comic that we didn't know existed. It goes deep, so let's get into it. So I first found out about this when someone in our Discord posted this picture, with a very awkward looking Alonso stood next to a drawing of him in a skin-tight latex suit. Nice. The person said it was related to Sector 97, where Alonso's a space pirate or something. They only knew it as called Sector 97 because that's what Getty Images said. We didn't really have a lot else to go off. Obviously, all of us were gobsmacked. We immediately went out looking for more. Didn't last long.
We ain't found shit!
I was shocked. How could something like this exist and just disappear? It came out on paperback and online at the end of 2005, with quite a lot of fanfare. There was a press event with Fernando himself, which is where these pictures come from, and TV commercials. They were even on the news.
Jorge tiene más fotos de Alonso que de su novia, hasta 750 sobre su mesa.
By the start of 2006, over 150,000 people had visited their website, and by the time the comic had finished, over 1 million people had read it. So how has it just disappeared? I even got some people on the iceberg video commenting that they read it as a kid, so where the hell has it gone? Well, we tried to find out.
Originally, all we had to work with was that image and some pages my friend had found when looking for it himself.
I love that they even drew a stupid little soul patch.
When we started looking for this properly, the first thing we found was Pepe's YouTube channel with the video I've already played. In the videos, it had a website, sector97.com. We knew this website would be long dead, so we went to the web archive and tried to access it. It's about here that my visceral hatred for Adobe brimmed over because this dog shit bum-ass company shut down Flash for no reason. I'm not going there. I'm just not going to go there. So yeah, it didn't work. Flash is gone. Very cool, Adobe. Very cool. So I went and Googled the two people in the news interview, assuming they were the heads of the project. Diego is now working at Marvel, which is very cool. Pepe has started his own publication company. And on his website, right at the bottom, we struck gold. Every single comic was, oh, it's just the covers.
Come on, man, I can't have shit!
But that's progress, because now we knew that there were 13 issues of this comic, which is 13 more than I thought there were. And this is where I got lazy and gave up, because I had no idea where to go from here. Lost media is not my thing. It's not what this channel's about. Usually it's just me screwing around with my mates, and so I made the iceberg video with a lot of other research I'd done. To my surprise, the video got more than 500 views, and people came to help.
Pretty quickly, we were able to find out who these people were and why the comic came to be.
The story starts in 2005. Pepe Caldelas, an aspiring publisher, always dreamt of producing comic books, but starting his own publication company had proved near impossible in such a saturated market. That is, until Sony began searching for people to produce a webcomic for the PSP of all things, in collaboration with none other than the Nando. Pepe jumped at this opportunity and reached out to people he knew in the industry, such as Diego Santamaria, of course, who was an illustrator and had worked at Marvel for years prior. So he kind of knew his stuff and was a good guy to have on the team. And they got working creating what I can safely say is the most bizarre thing I have ever laid eyes on. I don't really know how they thought of it, or if they even, if it was even their idea or what they were doing. But here we are. The more we looked, the more we found, and some deep dives from us into Spanish forums God forbid.
It wasn't
and
from
drugs.
us, it was from the people that joined the Discord, you swat.
Oh, I don't know, I was just going to pretend it was our work, you know? Well, I'm just reading what you wrote.
Can I just say as well, you know how Charlie is not known for his language skills and struggled with Caldelas? Why do you struggle with Santa Maria?
My hands used to shake when Mr. Slavio picked me to read the next chapter of the book. Some deep dives into Spanish forums and blogs uncovered more information about the comic itself. In it, Alonso was supposed to be the defender of Earth, which he is. He was chosen by some all-knowing being due to his, you guessed it, skills as a pilot. His weapon of choice, the PSP. Of course it was. I mean, this comic was one massive product placement, and it wasn't even remotely subtle.
It's like people only do things because they get paid.
But whatever. There were also desktop backgrounds, screensavers, videos, mobile wallpapers, and custom ringtones. It's quite possibly the most 2005 thing ever, let's be real. We also found quite a lot of line art and concept art for this comic. The effort that they've put into it is obviously easy to see.
So, while we were researching this, we stumbled across something else entirely, completely by accident. I was looking on Pepe's website and I found some comics that looked suspiciously like Lewis and Jenson. Well, that's because they were. Turns out, a few years after Sector 97, Pepe was contracted by Vodafone to help with their campaign Benditos Malvados, or the Blessed Bad Guys. We ended up calling it McLaren Ball Z in our Discord, but it's bigger than that.
Hola to all you Spanish Formula One fans. Just for a moment, imagine that Formula One was a motion picture. What role would you play me in? The bad guy, right? That's okay, I don't mind being the bad guy. We all know how boring films would be if there wasn't a bad guy. But if you think for 1 second that the good guy always wins at the end of the film, think again. Think again. This isn't Hollywood, this is Formula One.
Comienza la temporada de Fórmula 1. Vete calentando.
The whole rationale behind this was to try and get McLaren to stop being hated by Spain, which didn't really work, but whatever. So to support the campaign, Pepe produced a series of comics following that season of Formula 1. Each comic would focus on a specific race that year. It would start in Australia and go all the way up to the end. Basically, it translated the race into some insane superhero situation. They ran competitions online for people to decide what the next issue should be called, and even competitions for people to win paddock passes and spend the race with McLaren. You wouldn't see that today. Come on, that's so sick. I don't know how successful it was, but I'm pretty sure people liked it. So yeah. It didn't just stop at the comics. I mean, there were other competitions, there were sponsorship opportunities, there was gambling? I don't know. It was cool. It was interesting. In a word, Lewis and Jenson got shrink wrapped and turned into bad guys. Or as the Express says, British baddies, which means something else entirely these days. Now these comics aren't lost media. They're not exactly easy to find, but they're out there. But I just thought they were really cool. Now before I move on, I'm just going to give a quick shout out to something else they made for the campaign, and it's called Hometown GP. Basically how it worked was you used Google Earth and went to anywhere in the world, so your hometown for example, you drew out a racetrack with roads that you know by hand, and then you click generate, and then it used Unity to put together a track that you've just drawn, and then you get to race on it with a McLaren. How sick is that? But yet again, because Adobe are a bunch of you can't play it anymore because Flash doesn't work. Come on, man. Anyway, that aside, unfortunately, as cool as this was, it didn't really bring us any closer to finding Sector 97. We'd completely reached a dead end. We were starting to get desperate. We'd spent so much time looking for this and found nothing of any real substance. So we were willing to try anything. Some of the Spanish people that were working on it reached out to influencers who actually posted it, and we found someone that might have been promising, but he started asking for money, and it might be interesting, it might be funny, but like, I'm not paying out the arse. I'm sorry. We even reached out to the people that created the comic, but we kind of forgot they're all middle-aged men that barely use social media, so that didn't really go very far. So we'd pretty much given up. All this effort, and it was all but certain that Sector 97 would remain lost. Alonso's space adventures would remain but a figment of our imagination. And then, out of nowhere, we just found it. On Facebook, of all places, we stumbled across the whole of issue 1. And someone in the Discord on the same day, for fuck's sake, actually managed to find one of the only paperback versions that were ever printed and ordered it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This was huge, enormous, titanic. So, of course, we owe it to you, the audience, to provide a dramatic reading of perhaps the greatest piece of media ever created. I apologise in advance.
There are days when everything seems to go wrong. How could I have left him that gap? Your car has more power, but you don't know how to use it. I'll catch you before you're finished. Damn! I don't believe it! You've beaten me again!
Oh, come on, man. You win real races. Don't tell me you want to win the PSP ones as well. You were really close. You should have accelerated sooner. Just after the last bend.
I don't know what I'm doing here. Listening to advice from two guys who don't even have driver's licenses.
Oh, that's true.
But we beat you. Haha. Do you dare take me on now? Man, let him rest. I play.
Now I know why I don't win, because when I'm on the circuits, I don't have two idiots in the cockpit undermining my morale.
Okay, but don't forget we're meeting up at 10 tomorrow, alright? And don't stay up late obsessing about it.
Get out! Let's see if I can concentrate now. Come on, man. A bit more. There you go. And you thought you could beat me? My goodness. Track record. Fastest lap. And I won by more than 20 seconds. I must have broken all the records. I wonder if this game has a bonus screen. What the hell? Those PlayStation guys are constantly outdoing themselves.
Why have you got America?
I don't know!
Do you like the overalls, Mr. Alonso?
They're not bad. I'll have to speak to my team to give them a few ideas. Who or what are you?
I'm Carrion.
Feel violent.
Should I be impressed or something?
Oh, yes. I had forgotten that in your system, you don't study universal history.
Something tells me this isn't a bonus screen! Is this a dream?
Would you really like to dream about me, Mr. Alonso?
Don't like that.
You sound like Squidward, bro.
I don't think so.
My name is Carrion, and I am one of the 7 leaders of Sector 97 of the known universe.
Known by who? Because I only know the solar system, and you don't look as though you're from around here.
Well, that's racist. The solar system is around 0.0067% of the known universe. I am one of the guards of Sector 97 of the universe to which Earth belongs.
Stop saying that!
We have a problem. A mysterious being from another dimension is taking control of our universe. My colleagues and I, we are recruiting a team to carry out missions in record time. Missions which only the most courageous will be able to take on. This team needs a fast and fearless pilot who is able to move throughout the whole galaxy. We have been searching in Sector 97, to which Earth belongs, for the bravest, most capable, and ingenious person, the best of the humans. And you are at the top of the list, Mr. Alonso. Every day, our enemy acquires more power. It has already taken over many sectors. Sector 97 is the only one left with enough strength to stop it. If we fail, it will take over the whole universe.
And that wouldn't be good, would it?
Oh my god, there's so much more.
We are planning a macro attack, which will take place within 1 year of Earth time. If these missions are not undertaken in less than 10 months of the attack, will not be a success. and the enemy will then be able to move freely around the universe and do as it pleases.
I'm retaking Carrion. That's my fucking character.
Yeah,
That's terrible. You mean to say you're gonna make me spend 10 months doing practice laps? I do have a life, you know.
Now, we will use the device you have in your hand.
My PSP? PlayStation Portable.
Exactly. Always keep it with you. We will be in touch.
Okay, I am Earth's best hope, aren't I? Well then, let's do it!
Very well, Mr. Alonso. The first test, should you choose to accept it, is to kill Shurkan. He is a monster who cannot be harmed by any weapon. Watch over the Hemis 4 asteroid of the planet Short. This test.
Live Alonso reaction.
So you can find out if you are worthy of joining our group.
If he cannot be harmed by any weapon, how am I gonna kill him?
That is the test.
Can I do lion sound effects?
What use are these weapons if there are supposedly none that can harm him? Hello, kitty! Haven't you already eaten enough? What do you want to eat me for? Aren't you already big enough? Ah! We're going to turn the tables, kitty. At this rate, the only thing I'm going to do is prolong my death. Think Fernando! This will do. Clack. Let's see if you can stand the pressure of a racing car at 200 kilometers an hour. I'm sorry, pussycat, but it's me or you. What a rush! Alright, now both of you make a sound of a lion dying. Okay, people, mission accomplished. Now what?
I was going to try and do a Donald Duck voice.
Oh, go on, go on.
No, it was fucking shit.
As I was saying, there are days when everything goes wrong.
To be continued.
Oh, fucking hell.
It's peak. A literary masterpiece. Schools will study this for years to come. If you've made it this far, well done. There is nothing wrong with your attention span. I'm proud of you. But unfortunately, that's it. At the end, we discovered something that put pretty much a lid on the search efforts. This comic was entirely continued online. Issue 1 is the only one that ever made it to physical print. So yeah, unless someone watching this happens to have a PSP with this installed, or, you know, a hard drive or whatever, it's entirely likely that we're never going to find the rest. And it's a shame, because there's a lot more to it. There's a lot of other characters and plot lines and general bullshit that we'll probably never see. And ultimately, that's just internet life. When you put something online, it is entirely at the behest of the people that are supposed to be keeping it there. If a company shuts down or decides to be a prick, then you've lost it. So I'm going to use this as a chance to soapbox. Back up your stuff, or you're stupid. To conclude, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, because I need to buy new microphones for the others. I don't really know why we spent so much of our time looking for this. It's not really that big of a deal. It's just funny. But maybe we'll find it someday. It might be gone for now, but thank you to everyone that helped out with this. It's I could never have done it without you. Hopefully we find a bit more in the future. Until next time.